Hi there, this is Tania Sutherland. Today I want to share with you how to take one of my patterns, even one of your own patterns, first to draft it off and how to do different color blocking and different sort of designs within the pattern, maybe just contrasting fabric or different design lines in the pattern, just color blocking and having some fun. So what I've done is I've taken my Kani pattern and I have traced it off. But I've traced it off, instead of the dress, I've made it into it. So yeah, I have traced the pattern off and I've just drawn some design lines onto the actual pattern and I've numbered it. And once I've done that, I added on 1/2 centimeter seam allowance to where the lines are where I'm going to be cutting, and I made some notches for it to join. So I went ahead and I got my fabric and I actually have now cut it out. But when you do your grain lines on your garment, you've got to make sure that you do transfer your actual grain lines onto the pattern pieces so that when you do lay it on the fabric, you are grain lines as well. You're not just randomly putting the pattern pieces on the fabric. Otherwise, if you don't follow your grain lines, your garment will be all distorted and pulling. So very important to transfer your grain lines. Okay, so this is a stretch fabric, so I'm only using knit. I will show you the dress that I've also traced off. So how about giving me some love and maybe a thumbs up and a like, and perhaps share my channel. It helps me to grow my algorithms with YouTube. I'm keeping the pattern pieces onto my pattern so that as I overlock, I'm going to overlock them in a sequence of numbers so that I just don't get confused. Alright, so now you've got your pattern, you traced off your pattern, and I've traced it off on the fold and I've drawn my lines right through. Then what you do is you would need to have a little tracing wheel. You would need to have some carbon paper. I use typewriter carbon paper. I find this works. It comes out quite dark for me once I've traced it off. Now to the overlocker, and I'm going to be joining it, and I've decided to keep it a little bit more trendy and to keep the overlocking on the outside of the garment, not the inside of the garment. Put it together. I've just sort of pinned them just to give me a guideline now to overlock them together. Just be careful of your pins when you're overlocking. Alright, so there's the garment. You don't see the overlocking at all. And this is the side that you see the overlocking. So I've decided to keep the overlocking on the outside. Alright, here you can see I've actually pinned all the last little pieces together. So I can just take it back to the overlocker and just finish. Sorry, I haven't put a pin in that corner because I first want to join these 2 points together and then join that last panel together, and then of course the opposite shoulder as well. All right, so you can see I kind of followed all my numbers as I was going along, just to sort of keep the coordination going and not get confused with all the different little pieces. All right, I'm going to take it back to the overlocker. I'm just going to finish it. And once you finish overlocking it, you need to take this garment that you've now put together, all these different design elements, and put it back onto your pattern piece and see if there's any distortions or extra pieces which you can literally just trim off. Here is my sleeve. So these are the pattern pieces that I've trimmed off.